everyone, and welcome back to Actors Are Born, the podcast that explores the lives and careers of the performers who have shaped the history of cinema. Today, we delve into the story of a woman who redefined the very concept of transformation, a statuesque beauty who refused to be caged by her own appearance to become literally whoever she wanted. We are talking about an actress, a producer, an action icon, and a warrior. We are talking about the extraordinary Charlize Theron. Many of you, when you think of her, probably have two opposing images in mind. On one hand, the supremely elegant diva of red carpets and perfume commercials. On the other, the almost unrecognizable, weighed down and pained face of Aileen Wuornos in the film Monster. It is precisely in this dualism that the essence of Charlize lies. The ability to use her beauty as a tool and, when necessary, to annihilate it to serve a story. But where does this strength, this determination to never settle, come from? To understand it, we must travel far away, to South Africa. Charlize grew up on a farm near Johannesburg, in a setting that was far from gilded, marked by a difficult childhood and a tragic event that would scar her forever. At just 15 years old, she witnessed the death of her alcoholic father, who was killed by her mother in self-defense. It was a deep wound, a trauma that, as she herself would later admit, taught her the value of survival and gave her an extraordinary resilience. Her first dream wasn't cinema, but dance. She moved to Europe to become a classical ballerina, but a severe knee injury at 19 shattered that dream. It was the end of one chapter, but the beginning of everything else. With little money in her pocket and a one-way ticket bought by her mother, she left for Los Angeles. The story of her arrival in Hollywood is now the stuff of legend. While arguing furiously with a bank clerk who refused to cash her check, she was noticed by a talent agent. That anger, that passion, that grit, which the clerk saw as a problem, the agent saw as pure potential. Her first roles cast her as the classic bombshell. She was beautiful, and Hollywood knew how to use beauty. But Charlize wasn't having it. She sought out more complex roles, characters with cracks, with shadows. She worked with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves in The Devil's Advocate, and with Tobey Maguire in The Cider House Rules. She proved she had talent, but the real breakthrough was yet to come. And it came in 2003. It came with the script that everyone advised her against. It was the story of Aileen Wuornos, a serial killer on death row. To portray her, Charlize Theron didn't just act, she erased herself. She gained nearly 15 kilos, about 30 pounds, wore prosthetic teeth, and let makeup ravage her perfect skin. But the most incredible transformation was the internal one. She studied Aileen's gestures, her posture, her hoarse and broken voice. She captured the anger, the desperation, the wounded humanity hidden behind the monster. The result is one of the greatest performances in the history of cinema. Monster earned her the Oscar for Best Actress. But more importantly, it handed her the keys to Hollywood. Now she could do whatever she wanted. And what she wanted was to keep surprising everyone. After the Oscar, she could have chosen safe roles, but she didn't. She threw herself into action cinema, a genre then dominated by men. She became Imperator Furiosa in Mad Max Fury Road, an iconic character with a mechanical arm and an indomitable gaze who steals the show even from the protagonist. In Atomic Blonde, she is a lethal spy who fights in breathtaking long takes, performing most of the stunts herself. She proved that a woman could be as tough, ruthless, and physically dominant as a man. But she didn't abandon dramatic roles. In North Country, she tackled the issue of workplace harassment, earning another Oscar nomination. In Turley,
She transformed herself physically again to portray postpartum depression without any filter. And in Bombshell, she brought journalist Megyn Kelly to life with impressive mimicry. Charlize Theron is not an actress who settles. She is an artist who uses her body and her soul as a canvas, ready to be painted, distorted, sometimes destroyed, to tell a truth. That little girl who grew up on a South African farm transformed her scars into strength, her anger into art, and her shattered dream into an opportunity to become one of the greatest and perhaps one of the bravest actresses of her generation. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Join us for the next episode of Actors Are Born. Thanks again.